Monday, November 26th. I'm with Tony.
Oh yeah.
It's about 5:30 in the morning. We're driving out to our hunting spot. It's the first day of rifle season. We're gonna be hunting Westmoreland County. We can shoot buck or doe, so hopefully we can whack them and stack them today.
Want to sign a buck, the spot we're getting to. We're spread out pretty good across this property, so odds are good we're all gonna get a look at a decent amount of deer.
So we'll see what happens today. Alright, it's about 20 after 7, 25 after 7. Again, first day of rifle season. Haven't seen any deer yet. Heard a couple when I was walking in. There's been a lot of shooting though, so the deer are already up and moving. I'm up in my climbing stand, sitting on top of this overgrown field here. Watching this quad trail up here. I got my 30-30 and we'll see what happens today. Like I said, there's been a lot of shooting so far. It's only been light for about a half hour, so we'll see if anything moves through here. Well, it's about 8 o'clock now. Right about 7:35, I had a 6-point coming behind me, but he was standing back there in that thick brush, so I couldn't get any footage of him. I got the camera on him, but you couldn't see him, so I didn't hit record. And then I screwed up. I had a doe standing broadside 40 yards right there on the quad trail. So I brought my gun up. It's a lever action. I cocked the hammer back. I went to take the shot and click. I forgot to turn my safety off. Because it's a Marlin gun, it also has a safety right here. And I completely forgot that I had the safety on, so the doe heard the click. She spooked. There were 2 more behind her. They didn't give me a shot either. They stood there for probably 10 more minutes, and then they turned around and went back across the field out that way. And then obviously that 6-point spooked when he heard the click from my gun. So I screwed up. I got 2 doe tags today, and I'm looking to put some meat in the freezer, so maybe I'll get another opportunity, and this time I'll remember to turn the safety off. My buddy Ryan just told me that he missed a doe at about 60 yards. He's using a slug gun, so maybe one of us will get another shot opportunity here in a couple minutes. We'll see what happens. There's still a lot of shooting going on around, and it's still pretty early yet, so we'll wait and see. Well, it's about 9:15 now. I've been seeing a couple deer down in this thick brush, but never gave me a clear shot. I couldn't really tell what they even were. I couldn't really even see their heads. I think there were 2 or 3 of them. I'm not sure. They might have fed their way back down over the hill. Probably about 20 minutes ago, Ryan's dad shot an 8-point, but he's not finding any blood, just belly hair, so he might have just clipped it. And I thought that I had heard something running towards me and then stop about 100 yards out, so I wonder if that was that buck that he shot, because he's only about 300 yards from me in his stand. So I still haven't got another shot opportunity yet. Like I said, I screwed up my first one, left the safety on, so hopefully I'll get a chance to redeem myself here. Hopefully we'll see a couple deer moving through. Well, it's 11 o'clock in the morning now. Tony came down. He's on that stand right down there, back where I've been seeing those doe cross through, and I took a shot at a doe that stepped out on the quad trail out here, probably about 130 yards or so, and she jumped. I wasn't super steady, but I think I might have hit her, so she was way out on that quad trail. So I'm gonna climb down and see if I can go find any blood. Well, I'm down here looking and I'm not finding any blood or any hair. I was pretty sure that I put a good hit on that deer because it jumped right when I shot and kicked its hind legs back a little bit. That's usually a sign of a good heart shot or a lung shot, but I'm not finding any hair or any blood. So I will do one last canvas of the area, just walking through the thick stuff back in here that she ran into, just to see if I can cut across blood or maybe find her laying up somewhere. Like I said, I thought I put a good hit on that deer, but it was a 127 yard shot. I ranged it, and I wasn't rock solid steady, but I was pretty steady. I thought I put a good hit on that deer, so I'll just keep looking. And hopefully I can find something. Well, I just did one last sweep for blood and hair, and nothing. So I think that was a clean miss. I'm not sure why the deer jumped, but I just did a canvas up and down this quad trail. I started where she was standing when I shot, but just to be sure I wasn't in the wrong place, I just walked up and down the whole stretch of trail. No blood, no hair, no anything. So then I went up into this thick patch of young woods up here where she ran into. No blood, no hair. I searched it in a grid pattern for about an hour. No blood, no hair, no deer, so I think I can rule that as a clean miss. The reason I spent so long double checking that, number one, because she jumped, but number two, just because you owe it to the animal to track it if at all possible, or to make sure before you simply just call it quits on a tracking job, make sure that it was a clean miss. And like I said, I haven't seen any blood or any hair. I searched the whole quad trail where she was standing. I searched the woods where she ran into in a grid pattern. I actually jumped out a couple other deer. I think one of the other ones was a doe that came out after I'd shot at the first one. And none of them were wounded. They all ran away just fine. So I think now I'm going to head grab my stand. I was up on that telephone pole just underneath where the wire is where my stand was. Like I said, it was about 127 yard shot. I think is what my rangefinder said, something like that. A little bit farther of a shot than I like, and this quad trail is really narrow, so you have a split second to see a deer here and get your gun up and get ready to go. So I don't really like that all that much. I'd rather have the deer in close. So I think what I'm going to do is grab my stand and after lunch throw it up in a different section of woods where I might be able to have a closer shot, or at least be able to see where the deer is when it runs off. Because like I said, all I could see from that stand is the deer ran off to the right into this thick stuff. But after that, it was a mystery, so I searched the whole thing in a grid pattern. Like I said, no blood, no hair, so I think it's a clean miss, unfortunately for me. So go get my stand, get some lunch, and find somewhere to sit for the afternoon. Well, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I changed my setup to a different part of the property. I'm in my climber stand again. I'm about 30 feet or so up, looking at this patch of open woods, and up onto this hillside up here. The landowner said that the deer have been moving through here and cutting across his driveway in the evenings, so I figured I would come down here and give it a try. It's a new spot, I've never hunted before, so we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Nobody else has got a shot off since lunch. Ryan saw a little 2-point, or 3-point I mean, and I've seen a couple squirrels up in here, so hopefully the deer start moving through here pretty soon. Maybe I can get one on film. It's Tuesday, November 27th. It's about 7:30 in the morning, second day of PA rifle season. About 20 minutes ago, I had a doe come through that patch of brush right there, walking down into this patch of brush. She didn't give me a shot. The only time she was in the open, she was looking right at me, so I couldn't get my gun up, and she walked straight on back. So it's snowing now. Hopefully the snow and the cold will have the deer moving a little bit today. So we'll see what happens. I got Tony up in a stand down here where I was seeing deer yesterday, and he saw the big 10 point that's running around up here down there yesterday. So I can only hunt till noon today because I have to go back up to school. So hopefully we can get it done before then. I'm looking for a mature doe or looking to fill my buck tag this morning, so we'll see what happens. Well, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Me and Tony are going to head back up into the woods, but earlier this morning, we got ourselves a doe. Tony was climbing down out of his stand, and I guess they were bedded down right in front of him, 2 doe, and they stood up and he shot.
I was halfway down the stand and they just started staring at me, so I put my arm through the ladder and I took a shot at it.
And he hit it, and then they stopped right in front of me. I was on the trail about 10 yards to Tony's right. They stopped in front of me too, so I shot the one in front, and turned out to be the same deer he already shot. So
Didn't make it far. I only probably ran like 35 yards.
yeah, I ran 35 yards, 2 shots, 1 kill from 2 different hunters. So we're gonna go back up into the woods and see if we can get any more to take to the processor this evening. Well, that's an end of my 2012 rifle season here in PA. I'm back up at college. Done hunting. I only got to hunt Monday and Tuesday, the first and second days of the season. We got a doe last night, but I'm not going to have any more time to hunt because of school. At the end of the semester, things are getting real busy between school and work. I'm just not going to have time to get back out again, so I still have a buck tag and a doe tag heading into flintlock season, so we'll see if I can get another one after Christmas.